Hello, hello, hello. Forgive me, I don't really feel that good. I just kind of woke up and a little groggy. But I thought I would kind of just sit here and talk for a minute about this kind of video I saw earlier from Blue Squadron. He was basically talking about in-game BDO harassment, things like that, involving guilds and just sort of like targeting streamers, players, etc. I watched most of the video. I think I couldn't make it to the like end because it just devolved to something I didn't care about. But the main thing that I watched was the discussion of targeting players specifically, and the discussion of like that there's not enough incentive to PvP. Arsha's empty, the guild declarations, things like that, that are affecting console specifically, probably far more than PC. I mean, PC has a way bigger player base, so I imagine that they're doing way better than we are. But for the most part, we are in like the struggle tier of PvP content. I mean, mind you, I'm in fucking BA1. This is BA1. Who the fuck are these people? What the fuck is a Ronin? What the hell's Eternal Victor? The hell's a Resolve? Fuck is any of this? There's nothing in here. Mind you, when you go to BA, like me specifically, I go to BA because there's fucking nothing on the game. I mean, like I was gonna go do RBF and then do this video and just talk as I'm RBFing. There's no RBF. There's nothing. There's nothing on this fucking game. There's no PvP whatsoever. There's nobody open worlding, mind you. I'll show you my decks, boys. I'll show you my decks. Boom. Here we go. This is what I got. This is our decks. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Basically nothing. It's kind of shit. It's just boring. There's nothing going on. There's nothing happening on Arsha. There's nothing happening in BA. There's nothing happening on RBF. What the fuck do I do? What do I do? Somebody tell me, what am I supposed to do? I could go run circles. I don't know why the fuck I would do that. I have no intention of running circles. I have nothing to go for. I don't really care. The only circles that matter in terms of gear progression is going and running circles at Ash Forest and just grinding Devarekas and then tap a pen one. Sure, I could do that. Or I could just fucking spend my money and just buy a Tet one that's sitting on the market because they just sit now. They don't sit regularly, but they do go up pretty often. So, I mean, I just fucking buy a Tet one and then just start re-buying crons and then just sending it until it goes. Like, it doesn't matter. There's just nothing to do. There is absolutely nothing to do as an endgame player, as a player that enjoys PvP, as a player that just wants to do something else other than fucking running circles. There is literally nothing for me to do. I can't do anything. There's like, I'm on this game right now simply hoping that that something happens, that I can do something. And even though I know for a fact nothing is gonna fucking happen right now, it's pointless. The game on console specifically is dead. It's literally dead. There's nothing going on ever. There's quite literally nothing going on. I don't know what it takes for Pearl Abyss to understand that them trying to appeal to the casual player base has alienated all of the veteran players. You have quite literally alienated every single like veteran player. Like me specifically, I've been playing this game for I think 4-ish years now. I think it's longer than that actually. I don't really remember how long it's been, but it's been a very long time. And this is one of the few times where I have genuinely felt like I'm just on this game simply because I don't know why I'm on this game. I'm just on here right now just because I can be. There's literally nothing else for me to do, and I'm just sitting here in fucking BA just standing around. I could go play Darktide, I could go play Arc, could go play anything else, and yet I choose to sit on this fucking game like an idiot and pray to God that something happens so that way I can find purpose. It almost makes me feel like I need to put it down, like permanently. Like this is a mental disease. It's a literal disease. It has to be, because there's no shot that it makes any kind of real logical sense to sit on this game right now when there is nothing going on. There's no open world, nothing. That's it. There's just absolutely nothing going on. I can just sit here and practice combos for a million hours and nothing is happening. And I think the part that's probably the most frustrating is that like most of the stuff is pretty easy to fix. Like all you have to do is provide incentive to PvP. You have to reward players for PvP. I don't know when and where Pearl Abyss decided to stray away from PvP. This game was founded on the principles of PvP. It was founded on the whole premise of being this hardcore player base that it has punishing you know, fucking factors that would result in, you know, just discouraged from fucking playing the game. And I think that they strayed away from that because they realized that that was probably unfeasible. Like, let's take, for example, Escape from Tarkov, right? I will never play that game because it's just too much. It's too fucking much, right? It's just like, it looks fun. Like, if it didn't have all the crazy shit with like putting the magazines or like the little fucking like the mags and just reloading the clips and then all the fucking healing factors, items, and all this extra garbage, like it's just way too much for my fucking pea brain, right? I feel like when this game came out, BDO, it was the same concept. It was just way too fucking much. So Pearl Abyss decided to, you know, simplify the game and just bring it down to a level where it is more accessible to people, because I think that deep down they know that they can't maintain a player base based off of like just a hardcore factor. And I'm sure they can to some degree, but it's not to the success rate that they probably want. And right now there's this just issue where players right now are in complete protest of like the deck changes. They're in just protest of the game in general. I mean, watching that video from Blue Squadron where just like Goon is just going around griefing everybody, including streamers, and everybody's getting the hands pretty much, like that shit, that's I can't even be mad at them. Like if I was on PC and that shit happened to me, I'm like, damn, I can't even be mad at this happen. Like low-key, like I can't even be mad. It sucks that that's what's happening, but it happens on console here too. I mean, people aren't doing it in protest. People are just doing it because they fucking hate you. It's a whole different thing. Realistically, it's not really about like, you know, I know a couple content creators that deal with stream sniping on a regular basis, live from the toilet, for example. He gets stream sniped literally every day. He turns on his stream for 30 seconds, boom, insta-grief. But that has nothing to do. That's been going on for years, mind you. That's been happening for as long as I can remember. It is from when I became a partnered content creator and started PvPing. He has been getting griefed almost every single stream that he does that doesn't involve him like grinding in the Marnie realm or something. He gets griefed all the time. When I first joined Electric, he was getting griefed all the time, way back in the day. 24/7 in Histria, he would get griefed all the time, every single day. It would never fail. And not once has really any like, you know, CM partaken in any kind of way to try and fix the issue. Meanwhile, like I see that Cannon, you know, he gets immediately bro gets like he gets like the royal treatment where he's like, people are getting banned because of his scenario or whatever, and it's like, what the hell? What the fuck is that? And I don't really care too much for the favoritism argument. I really don't. I don't give a fuck if PA favorites content creators more so than the others. I really don't care. That shit don't matter to me. What I care about is the fact that none of this would be fucking happening if you just paid attention to your game and realized that this shit is dumb. Like nobody would even be looking at the Cannon situation and be calling you off for favoritism if you had just provided players with a PvP outlet. That's really all this comes down to. Just create a PvP outlet. You've already seen the success of Arena of Solaire. This is the thing that bothers the fuck out of me, is that you have seen the absolute massive success of Arena of Solaire, and there is not a single thought in PA's head, at least to my knowledge, that they're going to create a better game mode that is more accessible, that's not tied to just, you know, 3v3s or whatever. All you have to do is create a queue-based system that people can just hop in, play with their friends, and just have fun. You obviously can have the competitive side of things. Every game that has PvP should have a competitive side because, you know, there are the players that have that drive to be competitive, right? That's totally reasonable. However, you need to provide something for players like me. I don't care to be competitive. I care to just play the game. Like I just like the mechanics. I like PvPing. I like the warrior, I like Zerker, I like just being able to just, you know, do cool shit on the class. And no matter what the setting is, I just want to use the mechanics and have fun with the game. So whether it be in a competitive mindset or a competitive or just a casual player game, it doesn't make a difference to me. I just like the mechanics of the game. They feel fun and I want to have fun, and that's all I want to do. So all you have to do to make a player like me happy is create a casual game mode that I can just hop in and start whenever I want. Not only does that help me out from just a happiness perspective, but it also helps my content out because I can create videos based on that. Especially if you don't make it to a gear requirement to where, you know, players need X amount of gear to play the game. Arena of Solaire, we've seen this where players enjoy Arena of Solaire because there is no gear restrictions. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to have 700 gear score to, you know, queue for Arena of Solaire. You have players like, you know, Hands that played, you know, Arena of Solaire. You have other players that are just gearlets. They're like main account gear is worse than their Arena of Solaire gear, and it doesn't matter because they're still top players in Arena of Solaire. That's just because they're mechanically gifted players. They're good players that they just want to play the game. They just want to use the mechanics and play with the mechanics, but they can't do that because gear restrictions, right? And they don't want to grind. They don't want to spend their life running circles trying to become a relevant player from a gear score perspective. They just want to play the fucking game. So to just completely end this video here, PA, all you have to do to make everybody happy, realistically, provide player outlets. Provide a player outlet. Create a competitive game mode, Arena of Solaire, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But also create a casual one where people can play with your friends. If you have to, cap RBF. That's fine. If you want to just focus on RBF, redesign the RBF if you really want to go that route. Personally, I think the Valencia RBF is perfect the way it is, but all that you need to do now is cap it. Force the cap on it so that way players cannot use their gear, and then make sure you cap the numbers for it to be 10v10 or something like that, and then create just a mini game about it or a server. I don't care how you do it, but just figure out a way. Cap the numbers. Or you could even do different maps. You have this entire fucking world, for example. You have this gigantic ass world, and you're telling me you can't create like 15 different maps for RBF for us to participate in? You can't come up with any of this shit. None of this, all this shit you got right here. You can't come out with 15 RBF maps in a rotation and then have like a 10v10, 15v, you know, 15, 20v20, doesn't matter. Like, you could do so many different things. Like, World of Warcraft has Altric Valley, they have, you know, Eye of the Storm, they have Warsong Gulch, Arathi Basin, so many different maps, right? And different player counts, different ways to, you know, game modes, capture the flag, team deathmatch, hold the point, so many different things. You have a million different games to pull ideas from, and not a single, like, not once have you ever pulled from anything else. And all these games have had so much success from a PvP standpoint, and you guys have the most mechanically satisfying game on the market right now. There is nothing better than what Pearl Abyss has created for BDO. Seriously, there is nothing as satisfying as BDO's combat. There is literally nothing as satisfying. And they have squandered it for so many years just by expecting players to enjoy running fucking circles on mobs that don't matter. Nobody cares about that. There are some players, I shouldn't say that because I know for a fact there are players that really do care about running circles, but like, you're alienating an entire side of your player base that really just wants to PvP and have fun with the mechanics, right? And running circles, that's fun when you're a new player and for players that enjoy getting high trash numbers and reaching goals like that. But other players like me, I enjoy just a nasty fucking combo, you know, just hitting somebody with the sauce and then just being able to fucking just kill somebody in the most sicko mode fucking way. Like that's what I want. That's what I want to do. I want to just beat someone's ass into the dirt and then just like and just do that. I just want to do that, and I don't care what the setting is. I don't care like what reason either. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about anything. I barely read chat. I don't care about the chat PvP. I've seen it multiple times where people will say my name in chat, try and bait me to say some garbage. I don't give two fucks. I don't give two shits. I've been dealing with this for the past year where people call me dog shit. People will say things about me, my physical appearance, the way I look, whatever. I've even had an instance where somebody has even brought up my son at one point, and I don't give one single fuck, because none of these people matter. None of these fucking people matter. What matter? My happiness. And my happiness right now is being fucking stifled by this game, not by the people in the game. I don't give a fuck about anybody in this game. I give a fuck about my happiness playing this game. And the only way I'm gonna have happiness in this game is if I can just play it without having to wait for PvP to happen. I wanna be able to play the game PvP whenever I feel like it. That's what I would like. That's what I would very much like to do. So hopefully at some point this gets fixed, because I mean, like, I'm already about ready to just start dipping out of the game and just start to find something else that's a bit more like fun to play, or that has content. Because right now, I mean, I'm just running around in circles in fucking BA doing nothing. I mean, there's fucking nothing going on. There's nothing in BA1. There's nothing in here. This place is usually filled with people to the brim, and it used to be this way. There's probably still no RBFs going on. You can see, yeah, it's still no RBF, so can't even go do that. If I wanted to do my daily, still can't do that. So that's cool. There's really just nothing happening. So yeah, is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It was just me bitching and moaning. Lord Tyrius. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.